Your boy Chris Brown, the first one, the first little boy they got. Run it, you know the song. I'm not that good with speeches, so I just wrote something down right quick. I guess I would have to say I was around 11 or 12 when I found out I could sing.
Same room. Have you all seen each other, been around each other?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's not really a big deal to me now as far as that situation. I think I'm past that in my life, and I think today is the album day, so that's what I'm focused on. So everybody go get that album.
Yellow model cheat, yellow bottle sipping. These hoes ain't loyal. They been playing games. Yeah. Will. Stand behind the yellow tape. Bang, that's all they say. I don't wanna play no games. Everything you do is amazing. Yeah. Ain't nobody got to go crazy.
And you've always given it to Michael Jackson. But now you're getting people where they say, man, Chris is better than. You know what I'm saying? How do you take that?
That's cap. Like, I wouldn't even be breathing or even being able to sing a song if that man didn't exist.
When we do it all night, we can do it all night. Girl, I'ma give it to you.
Oh yeah, this about to be a good one. Christopher Maurice Brown was born on May 5th, 1989 in Tappahannock, Virginia.
Country boy from Tappahannock.
A very small town. His mom is a former nursery director, and his pops was a corrections officer at a local prison. As little as 2 years old, that boy Chris was teaching himself how to sing and dance. His parents had a collection of soul albums that he loved before taking more of an interest in pop and hip hop. His favorite artist to watch and learn from was the GOAT MJ and later Usher. He would join a church choir, and in elementary school he would perform in the lead role in a Christmas production called Elvis, inspired by Elvis. Around this time his parents divorced, and his mom's new boyfriend and later husband was physically abusive and would even witness his mom be beaten and see her nose bleed. Living with this dude, he was in constant fear. He was also pretty athletic, as he was actually in the 8th grade basketball team when he was just in the 6th grade. He attended Essex High School in Virginia, and when Chris was 13, a talent scout visited his small town and set up auditions at a gas station, and he wowed them with his voice and dances. From there, a demo tape was produced, and Chris would hand out his CDs to everyone in school, with one of his first songs being called When He Went, under the name C Sizzle, bruh. Listen to this.
Hey, yo, what's up, bro? What happened to you last night? Whatever. Never mind. What? Meet me tonight.
I'm the fire to your flame, thought process to your brain, make you wanna change your name, so I can be your man, and gain point to your game, stardom to your fame.
Chris Brown's first ever music video was the song Whose Girl Is That? Just look how young he looks here. I gotta talk about a man named Clarence Jenkins, aka CJ, who played a huge role in Chris Brown's life. He was record and executive music producer and label head at Hit Mission Records / Universal Music Group. He worked in the music industry for over 30 years and had a real knack for discovering young talent. CJ would help launch Chris Brown's career and track 14 on their first CD release. And at age 13 years old, Chris Brown would move to New York, and one of Chris Brown's first stops would be at Def Jam's offices, where he would audition for Def Jam's senior A&R executive at the time, Tina Davis, who would be impressed by Chris immediately and took Brown to then president L.A. Reid. Chris would get into contract negotiations with Def Jam, almost signing to them, but then Tina Davis would eventually get fired from Def Jam. But Chris Brown rocked with her so much and trusted her enough that he ended up making Tina his manager, so Tina would then start shopping his demo around in the industry. Chris Brown in 2004 would have a major label war going on between Jive Records, Warner Brother Records, and J Records. He would end up signing with Jive Records. After seeing the success that Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake had with them, Chris felt like it was the perfect label to bring him to the pop world.
Subtitle album, I think I just want to explain who Chris Brown is so they can just get that stamp as Chris Brown, so they be like, oh, that's Chris Brown CD, instead of just having a title so you don't know who the artist is. Run It actually means being eligible to be a girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, show me what you got. Let me see if you can run it. If you can do this, then maybe I can holler at you. So, run it. Well, Yo is the second single. It's produced by Andre and Vidal. It's basically explaining the first thing a guy says when he sees a girl, whether it be a mall, amusement park, or anywhere. He'd be like, yo, what up? Just yell at her. But I flipped it. I didn't want to make it seem like I was disrespecting her and saying, yo, it's the only thing I could say because I didn't know her name. She was leaving, so I had to get her attention. I was like, yo, come here. Let me talk to you right quick. Yo, tell me fellas, have you seen her? It was about 5 minutes ago when I seen the hottest chick that a youngin' never seen before. There's never a right time to say goodbye, but we know that we gotta go our separate ways. And I know it's hard, but I gotta do it, and it's killing me, cause it's never a right time to say goodbye. Mama, you may be 3 years older, but you hot. Give me that. You be talking like you like what I got. Give me that. I know you like it how I lean in the lack. You be in the back saying, gimme.
Chris Brown would go on to drop his debut right out the gate with a classic album, receiving massive critical acclaim and had nothing but hits all over the place, bruh.
What it is, folks? Young Carter, harder than the motherboards. I ain't even frontin', baby. I can take a summer off.
Cause I know, yeah. Say goodbye. Let me see if you can run it. Girl, indeed I can run it. I could go see you. I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. Try to keep it on and poppin'. Ooh, yeah.
It debuted at number 2 and sold 154,000 copies first week, and is now certified 3 times platinum at least.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Chris Brown, and this is my first ever DVD. I'm really, really excited. 3 things that I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Wow. Be in movies, probably on my own record label, and as well as my own clothing line.
2006, a very fun and interesting year, man, especially in music. And of course, Chris Brown.
And it's hard to find another shorty like mine. Baby, yes, I'm
At the 2006 BET Awards, Chris Brown would take home the Best New Artist trophy over Neo, Rihanna, Paul Wall, and Chamillionaire. Damn, throwback. He would also go on tour, on the Up Close and Personal tour, with artists such as Wayne, Neo, Joel Santana, and more.
But what I think the tour is gonna be like, I think it's gonna be a lot of energy. We got a lot of different variations of music. We got a lot of hip hop and R&B mixing. So I know, like, as far as with all the guys, everybody got a lot of energy. It's gonna be a lot of fun and a lot of excitement on the stage. A lot of screaming fans.
But we gonna have fun. Just make sure y'all watch us, man. Watch us, have fun with us.
slow on the traffic now too. Please stop. Cause you speak in that slang that I talk. That's the tempo with that walk. Maybe the reason that all the demons will never see me.
Where you from and how long you been dancing?
I'm from Palmetto, Florida. I've been dancing for about all my life. I dance at Alvin Ailey.
Okay, all right, well,
Really trying to get at me now.
Sierra and I are gonna kind of judge or watch this thing. So you kick it off first, and then Chris, you're gonna have to duplicate what she does, okay? All right, can we get the music, please?
Don't hurt me, though. Don't hurt me. Hey.
Give me that.
I ain't gonna do all that now.
All right, that was quiet. All right.
I'm gonna stick to the boy version of that.
Okay, the guy, the male version.
Warm it up, Chris.
You want to give me your mic, Chris?
Warm it up, Chris. 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 Warm it up.
Hey!
Dance like this. Y'all was made to bounce like this.
Yo, this house must be higher up than I thought because right now I'm looking at an angel.
Oh my God, Chris Brown.
How you doing? I know who I am, but I'm interested in who you are.
I'm Brianna.
Brianna.
Kind of hot. Oh, but you're also only 16.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Tell me. So, if you're not afraid of calling a 16-year-old and afraid of a little jail time, here's my card.
Oh my God.
2007 was one of Chris Brown's biggest and most successful years of his career. I mean, what didn't he do?
Seeing the world through the eyes of an animal forces us to see the world and ourselves in a new light. Thank you.
That was excellent, Will. For a new student, you're really catching up nicely. Caitlin, you're up.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
Okay, Caitlin, that's enough. Will, you seem to have a real handle on public speaking. Would you mind helping Caitlin with a revised presentation?
Well, you know I like it.
Great.
So how are you feeling? This is the big premiere of a very, very cool movie. I can't wait to see it. What was the experience like?
The movie, man, the experience in itself was actually just an honor and a blessing just to be able to set with the incredible, extraordinary actors and actresses. I got a chance to really meet a lot of different people, from the directors, from the producer, from the stylists, the wardrobe ladies, and everybody. Everybody was so down to earth and humble, so that was brought me back and really had me really love what I was doing.
Yo, when he did that elbow thing, and then when he died in that movie, come on, everybody cried. I know you did too. Stop playing.
New album about to drop.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
But the new album is gonna be incredible because it's called Exclusive. I made the album, like, you know what I'm saying, the title definitely for my fans, because you know how you might get people that get the album and people criticize it, or people just talk bad about it because they hate it, or you know what I'm saying, you have the fans that just get it because of the support and the love. That's exclusively for them. So that's why I made the album exclusively for the people who want the album and love it.
So what's gonna be like, you know, what's the theme of? Because, you know, I see a lot of albums now, they go from a story, telling people, talking about stuff that's going on in their life. I mean, what's your angle this time, man? Because, you know, you could have went way left, or you kind of stick with the same thing. Tell the people, give them a little clue of what's gonna happen, man.
Like I'm in the middle. Like I think my style is not changed, but it's just my growth as an artist has changed. Like me having fun on the records, me writing about true stories, you know what I'm saying, writing about creative ideas and dancing and different things like that in the album. So it's just bringing everything together.
Chris Brown's second studio album, Exclusive, was finally released on November 6, 2007, with nothing but banger after banger. Would you say this is a classic? And I'll never forget the time period this came out, man. I was in middle school at the time, and I was out here bootlegging CDs, ripping them off LimeWire, writing on it with a Sharpie, putting all these songs on my MySpace profile. It was just a different era, man. He was also featured on Rihanna's hit song Umbrella, making his own version called Cinderella.
Baby girl, you can be my Cinderella,
even performing with her at the 2007 MTV Awards.
In magazines, under my umbrella,
as well as being in the movie This Christmas, which is a pretty good movie, and releasing a single for the film with the same name.
This Christmas, the fire side is blazing bright.
Chris Brown and Rihanna actually met for the first time back in 2005. long before they would get into a relationship. The pair met as teenagers, as you can see from this photograph of them super young in 2005. A babyface Riri and Breezy were snapped backstage at the Z100 Jingle Ball held at MSG in December of 2005. Both mega stars at such a young age, with both having smash hits with Pon de Replay and Run It around the same time. From there, their paths continued to cross. They both had a lot of chemistry together and were seen together all the time. In fact, paparazzi were so crazy over them that they couldn't even get something to eat without being ambushed by them. I mean, that does come with fame though, but yeah, just saying. 2008 was another huge success for Breezy, as he would be featured on a bunch of songs.
Now let's toast to the hustlers. Now breathe like me. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Can't live, can't breathe with no air.
Damn near every music video it seemed like. And he also re-released his exclusive album and called it the Forever Edition because of his new smash hit Forever, which was originally supposed to just be for a Double Mint commercial. Crazy.
Now, you just re-released your album exclusive.
Yeah.
What's new about this version that you're
For
doing?
the new album, the re-release, actually, I didn't really have a reason for re-releasing it, but I just wanted to re-release it for the fans because I added 4 songs. So I was like, let me just give them more songs. I didn't want to just give y'all just a regular. I actually put like 17 songs on the album, but I was like, let me just give you like 20 something. So it's good. And I got a DVD that shows like behind the scenes footage of me, parts of my tour, but then it's going that leads up to the new DVD I'm gonna release during the summer, like the middle of summer, and it's gonna be the big actual tour that I did in the States. So
what we have, since it's Wild Out Wednesday, we're gonna have you do your little Wild Out thing, and we got an improv set up for you. Or you can be Terrence J interviewing Janet Jackson on the couch.
I think I'm gonna be you.
You gonna
But his impersonation of you is so funny though.
All right, we're gonna see that. Y'all ready to see Chris Brown?
Yeah, what it is, it's your boy Terrence, you know what I'm saying, Terrence J. You know what I'm saying? We in here, 106 in Park, BT Live. You know, hottest countdown, you know what I'm saying? Got the lovely Janet Jackson right here. You want some food, baby?
Hi, it's very nice to meet you. That's
You want some food? All right, you gotta try this for me. You gotta try this for me.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Are you gonna feed him to me?
I'm gonna feed him to you.
Oh, you're gonna feed him to me.
Roxy, get over here.
I like that.
Oh, our next guest is a pop superstar who just also happens to be one of my favorite dancers in the world. Please welcome the incredible Chris Brown.
Chris Brown at this point in his career was an absolute superstar, beyond measures. He was loved by everybody, from the personality, to the music, to the performances on stage. He could do no wrong. That was until everything would come crashing down on him though, in the beginning of 2009.
And we begin at 10 with breaking news. A Grammy Award nominee has just posted bail on criminal threat charges. Chris Brown is accused of assault and battery. Neither he nor his girlfriend, singer Rihanna, showed up at tonight's award show. KCAL9's Soraya Fidel live now at the Mid-Wilshire LAPD station with the breaking details. Soraya?
And Juan, just a few hours ago, we saw Chris Brown drive off with his attorneys out here minutes after he posted bail. According to sources, the alleged fight broke out inside a Lamborghini that was located at Hancock Park.
After 2.5 hours in police custody, 19-year-old R&B artist Chris Brown bailed out and drove off with his attorneys in this black Escalade. He reportedly canceled his Grammy Award performance and went to the LAPD Wilshire Division to turn himself in.
The exact charge was criminal threats, and it's going to be investigated as a criminal threats investigation. There may be domestic violence charges added later, but that will be up to the district attorney's office.
Sources tell KCAL9 and CBS2 Brown's girlfriend, 20-year-old pop star Rihanna, is the woman involved in the alleged domestic violence assault case. According to sources, 911 calls reported a woman screaming in this Hancock neighborhood shortly after midnight. Sources say Brown fled the scene on foot, and police found facial contusions and bite marks on the victim's arm.
Was booked and released on a $50,000 bond.
Chris Brown and Rihanna were last seen at the Clive Davis pre-Grammy party Saturday night. They performed and left together. Nearly 24 hours later, both were a no-show for the 51st Grammy Awards, where they were scheduled to perform and up for multiple awards.
Anything that I heard, you know, I don't want to speak too much on it, but I was completely devastated by the concept of what I heard, so.
I mean, you knew I had to talk about it. Some would say that if this incident had never occurred, Chris Brown's career / status in the game today would be way different. I've heard people say he'd be way more famous and just overall bigger on a global scale than he is today. Some say he'd be like a Justin Bieber or bigger than Drake is today, etc, etc. He's obviously already a star and famous today, but how much bigger would he have been if everywhere you go, people didn't always bring this up? This is always that dark cloud that's always lingering above Chris's name for the rest of his life, really. Shit, every time I bring up his name, there's like no in between. It's either you forgave him and you still love him, or you just bring up Rihanna or Woman Beater, or you express how much hate you have for that man. Like I said, there's no in between. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of comments on this video just about this situation alone, or nothing but hate comments. But either way, people have a strong connection and passion when it comes to Chris's story. Look, obviously what he did was terrible, and I would never justify putting your hands on a woman, which he admits a bunch of times is wrong and regrets everything, but personally, I think everyone deserves a second chance in life, and even Rihanna forgives him and will always love Chris. They've made amends and it's over with, but people to this day still bring it up, and it's a shame for Chris Brown's sake because that just goes right back to what I was just talking about. Where would his career be at right now if that didn't happen? He even said in his 2017 documentary, and I quote, "I went from being on top of the world, #1 songs, being kinda like America's sweetheart, to being public enemy #1. I felt like an effing monster."
Hi, I'm Chris Brown. Since February, my attorney has advised me not to speak out, even though ever since the incident I wanted to publicly express my deepest regret and accept full responsibility. Although I would do some interviews and answer some questions in the future, I felt it was time that you heard directly from me that I am sorry. I have tried to live my life in a way which can make those around me proud of me, and until recently, I think I was doing a pretty good job. I wish I had the chance to live those few moments again, but unfortunately I can't. I cannot go into what happened, and most importantly, I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses. I take great pride in me being able to exercise self-control, and what I did was inexcusable. I am very sad and very ashamed of what I've done. My mother and my spiritual teachers have taught me way better than that. I have told Rihanna countless times, and I'm telling you today that I am truly, truly sorry, and that I wasn't able to handle the situation both differently and better. I recognize that I've truly been blessed. I've been blessed with a wonderful family, wonderful friends and fans. God has been generous in giving me the ability which has brought me fame and fortune. I've done a lot of soul searching, and over the past several months, I've talked with my minister and my mother, and I've spent a lot of time trying to understand what happened and why. I've let a lot of people down, and I realize that, and no one is more disappointed in me than I am. As many of you know, I grew up in a home where there was domestic violence, and I saw firsthand what uncontrolled rage could do. I have sought and I'm continuing to seek help to ensure that what occurred in February can never happen again. And as I sit here today, I can tell you that I will do everything in my power to make sure that it never happens again, and I promise that. What I did was unacceptable, 100%. I can only ask and pray that you forgive me, please. I hope that others learn from my mistake. I intend to live my life so that I'm truly worthy of the term role model. Thank you.
Chris stayed relatively quiet for most of the year. That was until he would go on to drop his lead single, I Can Transform Ya, in September. For his next studio album, Graffiti, which is a very underrated album, by the way. He followed that up with his next single, Crawl, releasing on my birthday actually, on November 23rd. Both singles were decently successful, and the album would finally release on December 8th, 2009, to not so good reviews. It was mostly shitted on by critics, really. It debuted at number 7 and sold 102,000 copies first week. In fact, Chris Brown himself was actually upset at the way it was distributed, tweeting, "They didn't even have my album in the back, not on shelves, sold for myself. I'm tired of this shit. Major stores are blackballing my CD, not stocking the shelves and lying to customers. What the F do I gotta do? I'm not biting my tongue about shit else. The industry can kiss my ass. Despite all that though, the album has some really good gems, man, like What I Do, Chase Our Love, which is one of my favorite Chris Brown songs ever, So Cold, the title track Graffiti, Sing Like Me, yeah, this album is pretty solid. Joel Santana would actually get Chris Brown on his song Back to the Crib in the end of this year. Shit is a banger for real. Interestingly enough though, Def Jam's president L.A. Reid wanted Trey Songz to do the song instead of Chris Brown because of the whole incident, but Joel's was like, nah bruh, I want Chris. Now it's 2010, and this was the start of a new Chris Brown saga, and kind of a reboot of sorts, and in my opinion, some of the best music from Breezy came from this time period. At this point though, after Graffiti didn't perform well, Chris would fall into a deep depression, from his friends and family to his fans turning on him. He took some time to reflect on his life and contemplate if he still even wanted to make music anymore, and this is where he would become really close friends with Tyga. And in my honest opinion, this may be a hot take, but bruh, Tyga really rejuvenated Chris Brown's career and gave him that fight, that dog, and he lit that flame that was under him, and that confidence really started to show after being around him. Chris would kind of start leaning more into the hip-hop aspect of things during this time too, and started building his fan base from the ground up. This was the era where the snapbacks and tattoos really started being a trend, and Tyga's swag was all about that. Chris Brown's audience grew from mostly females to a mixture of dudes rocking with him now. Tyga even talked about this time in an interview.
Yeah, Chris is like, you know, he just like me though. We think alike, you know what I'm saying? Just, and at the end of the day, you gotta think like, Chris went through a point to where like, you know, to the point to where he didn't even want to do music anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because people was bashing him so much. You know what I'm saying? Like in the situation he went through. And I didn't judge him, you know what I'm saying? Like I still looked at him like, yo, you Chris Brown, you Mike Jack. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make music. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like really motivated to do that. I flew out to Virginia. I stayed at his crib for like 2 months and we recorded a whole mixtape. That's when we recorded Deuces, all that. You know what I'm saying? So like I was with him at that point to where like people wasn't like really with him like that. You know what I mean? But I was just like, who cares what people think? You got the gift. Like a lot of us in this generation, a lot of people that never gonna have.
Before he would drop that Fan of a Fan mixtape, he would drop his first ever mixtape called In My Zone, and it was pretty fire. It was something for the fans for real, and I loved it, with bangers like Twitter,
Look, I does my SHIT, please excuse me for the smell.
Too Freaky,
I got that long money, so is my dude. Change my pamper, homie, cause I'm on that new shit.
and How Low Can You Go.
Twerk something, shake a little bit for me, stop frontin'.
He would then go on to release Fan of a Fan on May 16th.
Boom, boom, keep ballin' in the room. Sweeping up my competition, call me Mr. Broom.
This is for my grown. This is for my grown ass, sexy ass women.
You make me wanna say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. We done been together for a minute. Now it feels funny to be doing something different. Will we do it all night? We can do it all night.
And it really put Chris Brown back on the map, as well as making Tyga a force to be reckoned with too.
I'm so raw, turn the oven on, Chef Papa John, I get the Parmesan.
I was actually a huge Tyga fan around this time, bruh. The Well Done mixtapes, Bitch I'm the Shit. You could ask anyone that knows me, bruh, I had the Last King snapbacks going crazy. But anyways, at the BET Awards this year in June, Chris Brown would dedicate his performance to Michael Jackson, who had passed away a year prior, and Chris Brown put on one of his best performances, man. Honestly, to find this footage, yo, I had to go through hell and back to find this shit, fam. I can't really show all of it though, cause copyright, but Breezy started crying like crazy when he started performing the song Man in the Mirror, as it was so fitting for him at the time. Going through what he went through for a whole year and losing one of his idols, I'm sure it was a lot for him.
This wind is blowing my mind. I to be blind. Will you follow me?
I'm totally down because it's gonna be amazing. People are gonna be talking about this for a while, and I think the basis of everything, it was just something different that I think all of us kind of learned something from.
In the summer of this year, he would be featured in another film, Takers, where his performance is really good for real.
Now, Chris, the question that all of America wants to know: did you do your own stunts?
Yes. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
How do you like prepare for that? I mean, I know it's like all type of exercises and stuff. How do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I didn't really exercise. Like they used to be like, "How did you don't stretch?" Like
you didn't stretch.
Not stretching. I was like, "No, I just kind of just already do it."
Later on that year in November, he would go on to release another mixtape, In My Zone Part 2, with some pretty lazy cover art, I'm not gonna lie, bruh. But it has some pretty dope tracks.
Damn. And Shawty, you can bring all your friends if we got them like shit, goddamn. Feel like I just won a lotto. I found a 1 in a million you. You know we shine just watch it glitter.
And later on this year, he would go on to announce his next studio album, Fame, which in my opinion, saved Chris Brown's career.
Look at me now. Little nigga, bigger than gorilla, cause I'm killing every nigga that can try to be on my shit. I think I better let her go. I can't leave you alone. Right next to you. You had my child. I'm gonna make you everything. I'm gonna make you everything. Girl, I wanna girl, yeah. I wanna see you tonight. Beautiful, don't you know? No, 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 no.
Our special guest is an 8-time Grammy nominee whose latest album, Fame, boasts 3 consecutive #1 hits.
The album Fame, which was Chris Brown's last album with Jive Records, was released on March 18th, 2011 and debuted at #1, selling 270,000 copies first week. It was his first #1 album and went on to go double platinum at least. The critics are kinda hating though. Some of these reviews are bugging. A 52 out of 100 from Metacritic? What are you smoking, bro? This is probably Chris Brown's best album in my opinion. And I remember when this came out, damn near every one of these songs were on the radio, bro. It was everywhere. Every party, every car that was driving by was bumping these songs. But anyways, he also ended up putting Deuces and No Bullshit on it from how successful those songs were. The album won 5 awards at the 2011 BET Awards and would eventually go on to win 3 Grammys, including winning Best R&B Album, which was actually Chris Brown's first ever Grammy. And it also won Best R&B Album at the Billboard Awards. 2011 was arguably Chris Brown's biggest year and definitely a comeback for sure. Yo, y'all remember the Cat Daddy? I mostly remember the music video for Chris Brown being in it. And the features he was doing this year was bodying everybody's song.
I'ma do it like I never had it at. You put it down, New York City, I never sleep. Sitting here, you're gonna want another round. In search of the prodigal. Give me a mic, I'm about to sing it to her just so she likes. Baby, you don't have to try to read my mind, cause you know I wanna get it in.
In promotion for the album Fame, he was on Good Morning America, where he was apparently blindsided by the questions he was being asked. and you could visibly tell he was a bit frustrated about it.
What's going on now is that recently the restraining order against you that Rihanna had issued has been relaxed. Have you all seen each other, been around each other?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's not really a big deal to me now as far as that situation. I think I'm past that in my life, and I think today is the album day, so that's what I'm focused on. So everybody go get that album.
Yeah, but you can understand how some people, you know, what that was very serious. What you went through and what happened and even the judge though afterwards said that you had served your time as far as the community service and that and moving on. But have you been able to? How have you been able to?
I've been focusing on this album. You know, I think this album is what I want people to hear and want people to really get into. So definitely this album is what I want them to talk about and not the stuff that happened 2 years ago.
I understand that.
He still went on to do his performance, but after, this would happen.
Chris Brown's GMA appearance Tuesday, the singer stormed backstage in a rage. A cooler was thrown and this window was broken. Wednesday on BET's 106 and Park video countdown, Brown expressed his frustration over being asked a question about his past in the GMA interview.
I was thrown off by it, and I felt like it was like, okay, they told us this just so they can get us on the show to exploit me. That's what I thought, and so I took it very, very hard. Although you could see me upset, I kept my composure, did my performance, and when I got back, I just let off like steam in the back. I didn't physically hurt anyone. I didn't try to hurt anyone. I just wanted to release just the anger that I had inside me because I felt like I worked so hard for this music, and I love my fans, and I love to be able to make positive music that I felt like people kept just trying to take it away from me. So yes, I got very emotional, and I apologize for acting like that.
He also dropped a pretty dope mixtape in August of this year, Boy in Detention.
I miss giving you them back shots, girl, you remember that. I bought the snapback back. Last Kings and them pieces, yeah, they sell like crack. I tried to tell you niggas, I'm the greatest. You bitch made haters. I was 15, a Virginia nigga with ambition. Young, but I envision
It's definitely a special year for me as I graduated high school this year, and Chris Brown just kept his foot on the gas with a bunch of fire features.
Pay attention, I'm pouring out my only imagine what it'd be like. Tell you that you might take it to the head. I've been my zone, damn it, got my eyes closed. Girl, I wanna fuck you right now. Been a long time, I've been missing your body. We having a celebration, let us stay high. We having a celebration, let us stay high.
Now this whole thing with Drake and Chris Brown that happened at a nightclub in New York, nobody truly knows what happened unless you were there, or he said, she said, was it over Rihanna? Who knows, bruh?
I look up and I see like people in the middle. I'm like, all right, it's not gonna go down because, what I'm saying, that's just probably people talking. I think I caught a bottle coming by like going this way, and then a whole bunch of bottles coming back to this way, and then just mad commotion. Whoever was in the middle was pretty much getting beat up. That's when a big brawl broke out. Like, I guess Chris Brown bodyguard, I guess that's who that was getting beat up. And Drake was drunk. Everybody was drunk. Liquor, and too much liquor in a celebrity plus somebody that they don't like is not a good thing.
But I'll tell you one thing, there was definitely some bad blood between the two.
Chris Brown,
right,
and Drake, the drama that went down in the club, bottles being thrown, so on and so forth. Do these cats really need to touch each other? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
then
so.
the Twitter gang banging and
yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, regardless if it's actually over the girl or just disrespect between the two of them, they need to, they could cool that down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like before, it turns into something else, and they're gonna see what it ends out because it's gonna end up in lawsuits flying and all kind of.
Yeah, man.
Trust me.
I don't get involved. Me and him don't see eye to eye, so it's gonna be what it is.
You and Drake, or you and the lawyer?
No, me and Drake. I don't really try to talk about him when I'm around her.
Oh, you don't talk.
I just lay the pipe. I don't.
For the media and like for any media outlet that listens to this interview, like don't ask me shit about that man when I come up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and leave that man alone. Stop preying on his insecurities, man. Because his insecurities are the fact that I make better music than him, that I'm more popping than him, and that at one point in life, the woman that he loves fell into my lap. I did what a real nigga would do, and treated her with respect. So she's not up there talking down on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all those things combined, create an individual that comes up to your radio station and is just gonna, do dumb shit. But it's like, it shouldn't be about tearing that man down. it shouldn't be about wanting to see me and him tear each other down. Like, we have an issue, and it's either gonna drag out, or maybe in 10 years we'll laugh about it over drinks. But just let us solve that shit, because it's not me and Kendrick. It's not me and Hov.
It's not you in Common. It's not even you in Common.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, nobody. I don't want to hear that man rap. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear me rap against him. I'm, like, I really do this shit. Like, that's not. You're not even going to get anything out of it. So I just urge people, man, to just, like, and when I say people, I mean like media. Like, just leave that shit alone, man. Just leave that man alone, man. Let him put out that whatever Project X or whatever that shit he's working on, and I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna put out this real shit for the people, like, and that's it.
I mean, damn, shit. All right. He would go on to drop his next studio album, Fortune, and it was pretty successful, debuting at #1 and sold 135,000 copies first week. And it had a bunch of singles like Turn Up the Music, Don't Wake Me Up, even Strip was on here. And some other really underrated songs are on here too.
Country right there with my kinfolk goes in my mouth.
Don't Judge Me, bruh. That song and the music video puts a tear to my eye. I am not gonna lie. Don't judge me. And his performance at the 2012 Billboard Awards was fire.
Activate Fun Zone. Turn up the music if they try to turn us down.
And towards the end of this year, he would go on a 6-week overseas tour. Now we're in 2013, and around this time, Chris Brown was already dating Karrueche on and off since 2011, but also was giving Rihanna another chance too, as you can see them here together after the Grammys.
Back up for me, back up for me. Fellas, back up for me.
What's up, Rihanna? How do you feel?
Back up. Fellas, come on, my man. Private property. So is it official? Are you with Chris?
In fact, he said he was in love with both women at the same time. He talked about it in his Sway interview in April of this year.
I was in love with 2 females.
Right.
So, during that process, their feelings toward that, like women are emotional, men are emotional, and I can't, be selfish and think that they would have a okay feeling towards it, but I just had to be honest, and if they accepted it, they accepted it. If not, that's just my consequences, because that's just how I feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the good thing is they're both wonderful women, and they just was like, you know what, we just want you to be all right.
Right.
And so I was just like, you know what, shit, now you just made it even harder.
Word. How do I pick? So what's your relationship like with Karrueche now?
I mean, we're cool, man. As far as I wish it could be better. It's better to see her happy and, successful in what she does. And I think hopefully her being able to experience everything she's experienced with me over the years and get, just even exposure. Because at the end of the day, it's not for her to be put on or become famous, but I like taking care of the people that I can say I love. So,
do they get along?
Whoa. I'm gonna bring it up. I don't care. One time I was overseas. It was around that same time, like of when I had a girlfriend, but I was still talking to Rihanna, and it was like, So I went there. I shot the Every Day Is Your Birthday, and I hit the flow with Swiss
and Ludacris.
Shot that video. So they threw a party on this big boat. My girl was there, and maybe 15 minutes later, Rihanna showed up. But I'm on the boat like, oh shit. Like, what am I finna do right now? And you know what? They were cool, bro.
They rocked
They
together.
spoke to each other, and I was like, whoa. Like, please. I was just praying. I said, please.
Yeah. You thought you was going to go overboard.
Right. Walk the plank.
Please. But honestly, that was the first time that I could say I knew they loved me because they were classy.
Around this time, Chris was ready to drop his next studio album, X, where he said in multiple interviews that it will be releasing in July of 2013, which didn't happen. But he did drop a few lead singles for the album this year: Fine China, Don't Think They Know, Love More. He also unofficially dropped the song Home, which had a whole music video for it too.
But I wish that I could go back, 'cause that money don't mean a thing when everybody changing.
As well as bodying a couple features this year.
I woke up as your friend. Beat it. Not a problem, baby. Energy is strong enough to brighten city lights. My whole team with it. One touch, she gon' give me all the love, she's ready. And you sound like looking up in the space. Mommy, you remind me of something, but I don't know what it is.
He also dropped a little mixtape this year called X-Files.
Look into my eyes and see what I see. You didn't see my missed calls, I didn't call you 1,000 times. Feels like you shot me with the 38 or 45.
In October of this year, he ended up getting arrested for an altercation in a club.
Chris Brown was in Washington to host this party at a nightclub Saturday night. According to the police report, the victim, Isaac Parker, tried to get into a photo being taken of Brown and a female fan early Sunday morning outside the W Hotel in Washington. At that point, according to the police report, Brown said, quote, "I'm not down with that gay expletive," and, quote, "I feel like boxing." The victim told police that Brown and his bodyguard each punched him in the face. Here's an eyewitness.
He was hurt, seriously hurt. You know, his shirt was full of blood, you know. I'm talking about the noise. I didn't see him throwing any punches or whatsoever. I was like, why this?
This arrest could have severe consequences for the popular Grammy Award-winning R&B singer.
With the charge eventually becoming a misdemeanor, but Chris entered rehab for anger management. Things didn't go too well for Chris in rehab though, because in February of 2014, the facility stated in a letter that he became aggressive and acted out physically due to untreated bipolar disorder, severe sleep deprivation, inappropriate self-medicating, and untreated PTSD. And crazy thing is, the official version of Loyal, smash hit with Tyga and Lil Wayne, was released the next month in March of 2014, and 2 months later Chris was sentenced to a year in jail, but only ended up doing a month. The song ended up becoming a top 10 Billboard hit while he was incarcerated. Crazy.
When a rich nigga want you, baby. You done spent your bread on her, and it's all for nothing.
In June of this year, he would go on to drop the next lead single for his album, New Flame, which was all over the place this summer.
You gon' be my baby, love me, love you crazy, tell me if you ready.
X was finally released on September 16th, 2014, a whole year and some change after it was supposed to be released, debuting at number 2 and sold 146,000 copies first week, and is now certified double platinum, with some real underrated gems on here, especially Do Better. Banger.
I've been bleeding in your silence. I feel safer in your violence. I'll see you around.
And of course, you already know I gotta showcase the fire features he did this year.
Nothing but real niggas only. Bad bitches only. Better believe she gon' leave with a real nigga. I think I down, can't put it down like I do. I now hold you down. I'ma hold you down. I'ma hold you down, baby. Girl, I know you wanna be my main chick. My main chick.
2015 started off on fire for Breezy, as he didn't waste no time dropping the joint project with Tyga, Fan of a Fan the album on February 20th, 2015, which had 2 hits on it, Bitches and Marijuana, and the smash hit,
Hey yo,
I'm a bougie ass nigga, let the roof at home. We poppin' like
Ayo. That song was everywhere that year, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
If you were to go on a double date, who would you hook me up with?
Like a double date, like, first of all, like, if I was going to go on a date, who would I like to go there? All right.
Could be anybody.
So, like, in a perfect world, right? Like, if Beyonce was single, it'd be nice. You know, I'd take Beyonce there. You know, I'm greedy, so I need that by myself, innit? But, like, the second date, I would give you someone, like really rich, like the Queen.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, man, like, get that money, like, not the dust off it,
she's
mate.
She's a little old, though.
No, not the dust off it, mate. Like, yeah, man.
Okay.
No offense, Queen. Love you, mate.
I'll take
love
the
you,
Queen.
darling.
Knowing me so well, if you were to produce my mixtape, what would you name it?
Like, you're my brother, man. Like, it's like money and cars and... Okay, like, can I say hoes on the radio?
Yeah, so if you're speaking about
money,
firemen.
cars, clothes, and hoes. That would be, like, the name of it.
I like
and
it.
gold.
I like it.
Chris said in a Breakfast Club interview this year that he was working on a new album, going for a direction that would have been the sound predominantly overseas. A couple months later though, he found out that he had a daughter on the way, and at the same time broke up with his girl Karrueche. That happening made him change the idea for the album, ending up doing mostly R&B songs that he described as representations of where I was in my life at that point. And he ended up going on a year-long tour this year called the One Hell of a Night Tour. Just felt like showing you guys that no real reason other than that shit is fire. Chris would go on to drop 4 lead singles for his next studio album, Royalty, with Liquor,
There's something in this liquor. Oh yeah.
Back to Sleep,
Just hold on tight to me, girl. Fuck you back to sleep, girl.
Fine by Me,
And it's fine by me.
and Zero, with Zero being my favorite. That shit is gas.
I thought you were the one.
Before he would go on to drop Royalty though, he dropped a mixtape on Dat Piff called Before the Party, with 34 songs on it. Come on, Breezy.
Get invited in a party, in a whole room full of bodies. Let's go. Let's go. Wish I was the one who couldn't breathe without the other one. Now,
He would eventually drop his 7th studio album, Royalty, on December 18th, 2015, debuting at number 3 and sold 184,000 copies first week. The album is named after his daughter, Royalty Brown, and I think this is a very solid, well put together album, with some other amazing tracks like Picture Me Rollin',
rolling. 6 folks and no trace.
Anyway, Wrist,
Hold my wrist. Keep, keep, wrist.
and Little More Royalty. That song is beautiful, by the way.
Wake me up with some more of your love.
Did you guys know that Chris Brown made an Antidote remix? I feel like some people don't know that.
Off that batch of Molly pussy, all we know. In my Lamborghini, how fast does your Rari go?
And of course, the features.
I ain't like the mother niggas. And I ain't about to play no games with you. How many times I gotta tell that ass to come on? Got the club going crazy. All these bitches, but my eyes on you. Used to be the kind of nigga that won't settle down. Bring me some more bitches tonight. Yeah. Gave you my word, but they were just broken promises.
You and I make so much love. Why you got me all fucked up?
5 more hours down the night is ours enough. 6 rings, Jordan Pippen. I do gymnastics with a brick and flip it. Bitch, I'm the man. Ho, I'm the man. Word, you know I'm the man.
Girl, come and vibe with a rich nigga. I'm rocking skinny jeans like they make my dick bigger. I pay 100 for that ass, I'm a sick nigga.
Waves don't die. Let me crash you for the moment. Don't you know we drifting off, drifting off. I know you think for.
In the beginning of 2016, Breezy would go on Periscope and preview some new songs for his next album.
Yeah, I'd be crazy to ever complain. This ain't living, baby. I'm trying to see mommy, yeah. She got the tsunami, can't lie to me, yeah. But in my brain, I'll give up the battle just to escape your love.
And in March, he would collaborate with DJ Benny Benassi for the song Paradise. And on April, he would go on to tweet this: Team Breezy to-do list. 1. OHP mixtape drops Friday.
Roll up in that all black mask, got the 40 on my side. Couple shots, the shit shut up. You can't even go round 2, you need a minute. Sing it to it when I kiss it, I got a drippin'. Got me heated in the oven. Don't play with the choppers. Yeah, whip it like a ball. When it, stripping.
2. Section Boys Quavo OHB song Whippin'. And 3. New Chris Brown single May 5th.
Sick of leaving messages on yourself. A true lover, but when I'm not there.
Singer Chris Brown is out of jail this morning on $250,000 bail after being arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon. Police swarmed his Los Angeles home yesterday after a woman claimed that Brown pulled a gun on her.
The hours-long confrontation at Chris Brown's Los Angeles mansion started when police responded to a 3 a.m. call for help.
He was threatening me with the gun in my face.
Model Bailey Kern, who's connected to a grand larceny case in New York, claims she was looking at a diamond necklace when the singer got angry, pulled a gun on her, and told her to get out.
And I was just standing over it, admiring it, not touching it. And then one of Chris's friends said, back away from the diamonds. And that's when Chris came in and said, I'm so sick of all of you people. Took the gun out like this, put it in my face, and said, get the F out.
Did you think that he would pull
the
trigger?
I thought he was going to shoot me. I do recall him taking it from his side, so I don't know if he was already strapped with it.
As cops gathered outside his home, Brown posted videos on social media claiming his innocence.
I ain't did, ain't gonna do, and it's always gonna be police. Black Lives Matter. Good luck. When you get the warrant or whatever you need to do, you're gonna walk right up in here and you're gonna see nothing, you idiots.
That's a lot.
How many cops were there, really?
I don't know, a yard full, a football team. Come on, y'all.
If it hadn't been Chris Brown, would that have happened?
Absolutely not.
Damn. On a more positive note though, around this time, Chris Brown would go on to build his own studio at his crib to really start going in for this next album. But before he would do that, he would go on to drop another mixtape in October called Attack the Block.
I ain't really with the talking, bitch, I'm really about that action. I'm running up a ticket and fucking bitches in traffic. See these niggas tryna get you to the table and hit you up later like I'm over, baby. Ooh, you see the new game coming. Got that new game coming.
And towards the end of this year, he would drop a smash hit with Party. Tell me this song wasn't everywhere, bro.
Pull up on your bitch, tell your man I'm sorry. 100 on my wrist, jumping out the Rory.
Any nigga that wanna telegraph bullshit because they need a look, they broke, and number one, You're a snitch. I ain't gonna do all that jaw jacking so you can write your report, Officer Soldier. So I ain't gonna do all this talking. We gonna see. Street niggas know that if you get arrested, you're on probation for a weapon or with all that gangster shit you talking about, and you get out less than 24 hours later, you told, hey, bro, I know bitches that did longer jail time for DUIs, nigga. There's niggas out here getting out after holding their water guns.
Hey, Chris Brown, you a bitch, nigga. When I see you, I'ma beat the fuck out you, nigga. You think you hard cause you hit Rihanna, nigga, cause you beat Rihanna up, nigga? Do that shit to me, pussy ass, nigga. The fuck wrong with you, nigga? You gonna call my phone on FaceTime talking about some, oh, why you liking Karrueche pictures on Instagram, man? Why you liking Karrueche pictures on Instagram? When I see you, I'ma catch the fade, I'ma knock you out, I'ma run. Nigga, this Fruit Town Paru, nigga, you ain't even good in the hood, nigga. We from the same hood, nigga, on Bumpton, nigga. When I see you catching the fade, nigga, I'ma knock your bitch ass out, nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga. Officer Soldier wet, bitch. I got caught with a Draco in the 30 clip, nigga. And I spent that check for the best fucking lawyers to get me out of jail. Pussy ass, nigga. Nigga, I done shot nigga before you shoot the fuck on my face, nigga. When I see you, Chris, I'ma beat your ass. And Karrueche don't want you, nigga. She don't want you, you lame ass nigga. Stop snorting so much coke, nigga. Pussy ass, nigga.
The third day of New Year's and all that shit. Notice how nigga ain't post this shit, won't out there loud and all doing all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wanna do all this motherfucking indicting and fucking snitching and shit. All this shit, you did all this shit just so I wouldn't whoop your ass. AB, we got that boxing gym. I give you 3 rounds, soldier, 3 minutes. 30 seconds when that adrenaline run out, you're gonna have to deal with that nigga that been training. So, we both know that you know what I do. I don't talk shit. This shit is beneath me. I want to bring black people together, but you gotta get your ass whooped, my nigga. I'm gonna be real with you. Go buy Party on iTunes. We gonna keep the positivity on, and we ain't gonna kill this nigga.
You fucked up, nigga. Yeah, I accept your challenge. Get Adrian Broner on the phone. I'ma beat your fucking ass. But first of all, nigga, you wanna lie, nigga? Imaginary beef, nigga? What? You must ain't know I was recording the whole conversation, you pussy ass nigga. You FaceTime me from your tour bus with all niggas in the back of your head pumping your head up, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Fruit Town Paru? I am from Fruit Town Paru. I'm about to go to the hood right now. I'm still in my hood. You can't come to my hood, nigga. It's over with, nigga. You know what the fuck going on, Chris? You a bitch, nigga. I like a Karrueche picture left a comment, and now you call my phone and say you want to fight me? Alright, keep playing with me, bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna put the fucking video out of you on FaceTime.
Training, get ready for the big fight. It's going down. Make sure you get your tickets on pay-per-view.
Wait a minute. Bruh, did he just go from being on the treadmill to posting a picture of lean and his watch? Like, what? I can't, bro. That is so lame, bruh. Unfortunately, though, the fight did not go down. I really wanted this fight to happen, bro. Like, low-key, that shit would have done millions of views. That would have been straight comedy. But besides all the BS...
Girl, I see you back in my head. What you want? Just tell me what you want, babe. What you doing? Baby, yeah, you're perfect. Gotta compliment your tits. Baby, why you blaming me for? All I wanted was love. Not tryna be part of that way. Converse if we conversate. Ooh, baby, I don't care what them people say. Might steal your bitch. Yeah. VVS the rich. I turn the side piece to a 9-piece.
2017 was the year he was gearing up for his next studio album. So on March of this year, he would drop the single Privacy.
No eyes but your eyes. Ain't nobody here but you and me.
And in June, he would drop his own documentary on his life called Welcome to My Life, where he talks about a lot of different things and goes really in depth on the situation that went down with Rihanna. In August, he would go on to drop 2 more singles, Pills and Automobiles and Questions.
Oh, baby. From the moment you was dancing in the party, pushing out on me, giving everything.
And in October, he would drop the last single leading up to the project, High End, which is such a banger, man.
All the vampires know that we don't go to sleep. We stay up all night, pop me 2 or 3, little exotic type.
The album Heartbreak on a Full Moon was finally released as a double disc on Halloween of this year. Yeah, there were a lot of songs, like 45, but overall, I enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot of hidden gems on here, as the album has a very cohesive, dark, and soulful tone to it.
Bang, 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 get a solid day. Stand behind the yellow tape. But I just didn't fight out enough. Chasing my tail like a fool. You got me going round and round. You got me like a tourist in the wild.
In fact, it was really highly praised by critics. Usually they be hating like crazy on Breezy, but not this time around. Despite being counted for only 3 days of digital and streaming sales because of its release in the middle of the week, Heartbreak on a Full Moon debuted at number 3 and sold 220,000 copies within those 3 days alone. And if 45 songs wasn't enough, that boy blessed us with a deluxe, like a week before Christmas.
I had to scream it like, oh yeah. I caught a wave, you felt the wave. Now you act like you don't know nobody. Keep it on me, stay on me at all times.
In the beginning of 2018, Chris Brown and Joyner Lucas, out of all people, announced a collaboration project titled Angels and Demons on February 25th, with the release of the single Stranger Things.
It don't make a difference, nigga, we winning. I'm plenty grinning. 100 million platinum, fuck it, you ain't gotta listen. Celebrate, better step down to me.
But the project was never released. In March though, he would be featured on a smash hit by Lil Dicky called Freaky Friday. Man, when this came out, it was such a breath of fresh air and different to what we usually get in music videos. The acting by Breezy was phenomenal too.
I'm so fly and I can dance. There's tattoos on my neck. Cause I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga.
It was just great. And for the majority of 2018, Chris Brown would go on his Heartbreak on a Full Moon tour.
Wait, if you had to label one king of R&B today, who would it be?
For our generation?
Yeah.
Chris Brown.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
On January of 2019, Chris Brown would release his single Undecided in lead up to his 9th studio album.
But I'm undecided, excited.
The single was Chris Brown's first release after signing an extension and a new license agreement with RCA Records that gave him the owning of all his master recordings, making him one of the youngest artists to do so at the age of 29. He would go on to release a few more singles for the album, with Back to Love actually being the most underrated out of the bunch.
When my best foot forward, cause the race to love is never over. Show me love, wobble on the dick, wobble up, wobble up. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Lost and all, I love them all, to me you're perfect.
And No Guidance being an absolute classic as soon as it dropped. I think that's one of the best R&B tracks of the last decade, and it was cool to see Breezy and Drake squash whatever beef they had. The album Indigo would finally release on June 28, 2019, with a deluxe that followed a few months after. He just loves to bless us, huh? Debuting at number 1, selling 108,000 copies first week, making it his 3rd number 1 album since Fortune back in 2012. The album was certified platinum in the same year it was released.
Stay the night, party love, on the table. Life of the party, pouring shots of the brown. And you see me from the street, but I don't turn around. Looking like you, just trying to fuck. Yeah, this trip got you in heat. She can get it running over to me. Yeah, she heard about me and she know I'm a freak. And take it easy, don't have to decide. Man, I make you feel some type of way, hey. Make it hot. You gon' blow my cover, baby. You gon' make me bullet, I'll give you that level, baby.
And you already know he went on tour for that album. He called it the Indigo Tour. Pretty dope. And Chris was ranked number 3 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Artists of the Decade, ironically behind Rihanna and Drake. We all know how 2020 went down. It was the craziest year I've ever experienced in my life. Riots, pandemic, lockdown, no concerts. Shit was chaotic. But in the midst of all the craziness, Chris Brown hit us with a collab tape with Young Thug. I was super surprised when I saw this actually came out. The artwork is fire though, but I was like, how is this gonna sound? Turns out, we ended up getting a smash hit out of it. And this song was all over the radio and social media like crazy, with a little dance challenge that was going viral too.
Hey Chris! Chris! Come on bro! Come on bro! You gotta go crazy one time! Bring it back, bring it back! Let's go! Let's go, hey! Hey! What?
Come on now. Give us something.
Man, go crazy. Go crazy. Hey, 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 hey. Take your leg.
Come do the Go Crazy Challenge. No, come on. You have to do it. Come back. Come back. Yeah, make it back. Yeah.
The song is a timeless hit, with some other dope tracks on it too.
I wanna make love with you. I ain't throw no sound, baby. Girl, I'm gonna give it to you nice and easy. Let me ride me, don't stop it. You should be in tropics.
He was also featured on Drake's Dark Lane demo tapes on an underrated track called Not You Too.
In my mind, I'm supposed to be your mind.
In July of this year, he would announce that his next studio album would be titled Breezy, but we wouldn't get it until 2 years later. In 2021 though, he was killing it out here with the features, as usual.
No time for holding hands, she holding my word. Baby pop the pussy and everything but a bird. She say she love me, but she want her to fuck it up. Sweet side, you drive, so what I need. But you should come through tonight. I'm chilling on the west side. Need you to bring all of your friends and let's fuck it up. And I know that it's bad when I let you boy right by. You know the way to pose. You know your angle.
And he ended up remixing Go Crazy this year too. Future's verse though, gas.
Have you ever went skinny dipping on a flight? PJ came with a bag full of ice.
One feature that didn't end up making an album was on Donda. Chris Brown is still credited on the song New Again, but Ye ended up taking Chris Brown's verse off of it. And I'm tight cause Chris Brown's verse was fire.
Second chances, love so toxic and romantic.
I'm assuming it's because of these 2 bars that Chris says, and I quote, "Next thing I know, we in a group text. Now we having group sex. Damn, I love this shit."
Next thing I know, I'm in a group text. Now we having group sex. Damn, I love this shit.
I mean, I guess I get it. It may not fit the whole gospel concept. I'm assuming he didn't know, but Chris Brown went on Instagram that same night and said, "Kanye a whole hoe." He ended up doing a set at Rolling Loud, California in December. It was originally supposed to be a Slime and B duo performance with Young Thug, but it ended up just being Chris. I don't know why, but hey, either way, I was there, bruh. And personally, it was legendary, man. To see that in person, amazing. In 2022, Chris Brown was gearing up for his next album, Breezy, so he released his first single in January, titled Iffy.
Yeah, I need my commas, little bitch. I ain't playing, man, I put that on my mama and shit.
Then he released his second single called We Warm Embrace, which is a more traditional R&B soul kind of track.
I can see your mind is overworked, boo.
And he finally released his 10th studio album, Breezy, on June 24th, debuting at number 4, selling 72,000 copies first week, but during that week, 5 songs hit the top 10 on Billboard, surpassing Elvis Presley as the 8th artist with the most entries on the Hot 100 for a total of 112 entries. The Deluxe dropped 2 weeks later with another 9 tracks, and this album is super fire. There's a lot of gems on here.
I'm sorry for all the shit that I did. I was super creeping on your girl, should've known. I wish I was from outer space. This used to be all down, look at it now. Girl, you ain't no good, you keep telling lies.
He then went on to start a new tour this year called One of Them Ones Tour with Lil Baby.
Yo, please watch this, bro. Watch this. Yo, Chris Brown. Yo, please watch this. Watch this. Oh. Can't do that no more.
What do you think is Chris Brown's best body of work?
2 answers. My personal answer and then what I think the fans think.
Okay.
Right? So my personal answer would have to be Fame.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, such a good project.
Yeah, I think Fame.
Such
and
a
then
great project.
excluding this album, I think for the fans, it's between that or my first album, my classic.
That's when they fell in love,
so good.
Yeah, the first one is like set the bar. Like, you know, when people be like, "Yo, he doesn't make music like that anymore." I was 14.
Right.
But I was 14. I'm about to sing about candy, and motherfucking Indian kisses.
Yo, but
Eskimo kisses. I mean.
Joe Budden recently said in one of his latest podcasts, he claimed that you're more talented than Michael Jackson. Now, you know,
See that giggle? That's like shit.
That's some high praise there. I could respectfully say you are our Michael Jackson.
I appreciate that. I respect it. I respect everybody who has their opinion on it. My personal opinion is like the way I look at Michael is like, and it's like, damn, he's like Jesus. Like you're not finna beat him in anything.
Right.
You know? So I look at where I am now and I see like the dancing, the entertainment side, everything that comes with that. It's kind of obsolete at this point. Like it's not, you don't see a lot of people like having them like or incorporating their skills. They might have it, they're just not showing it.
Possibly.
So I just feel like with me, whether it's my ADHD or however it is, I can't hold it in. So anything that I'm creative about or want to do is just gonna flow. But the Kickstarter of all that was Michael. Like he kickstarted that for me to say I'm gonna do this. You know, so if people haven't grown up with Michael, if they don't really like, I'm not into it, and they only see me, then they might have a different opinion. Right. But I could never take that stance and say, hey, yeah, I'm better than him. Hell nah. What? That'd be the dumbest shit I've ever said. What?
We love that about you, man. We love the honesty, man. And
Chris Brown, one of, if not the greatest / most talented artists the world has ever seen. This man has given us countless, timeless soundtracks to our lives, and he's still so young. With 16 top 10 hits, he never fails to amaze us. Here's to another decade plus of Team Breezy.
Headbanger.